Hey, heart seekers, welcome to the Heart's Hello Show, where we believe that our hearts are the foundation of our well being and happiness. I am your host, Keona Talana. In today's episode, we're going to set the foundation for what this podcast is all about. I'll share a bit about myself and the story behind the Heart's Hello and the reasons why embracing new beginnings is such a significant theme in our lives. I often find that most beautiful journeys begin with a simple hello. The Heart's Hello is a newborn in these podcasting streets, y'all. She was birthed on August 8th, 2023. The show was birthed out of a heart's cry that I was experiencing, but also that so many of you are experiencing too. It was my inner cries that no one heard, questioning if I was good enough. Will anyone love me like I desire to be loved? Questioning my purpose here on earth, wondering who I can trust, how I can tell people no. Y'all, I have boundary issues, and whether they will accept this new version of me. It was these burning questions and so many more that I was seeking answers to. But I knew that these questions, if they were swirling around in my brain and keeping me up at night, so I know it had to have you all tossing and turning at night, wondering who can I run to? Y'all remember that song by Escape? Who can I run to? Hey, to share this empty space. Okay, let me get back to it. Questioning who do you have these conversations with? Where's your safe space? It was this show that I knew we had to have these vulnerable conversations. And this community of heart seekers could be your safe space and become the catalyst for your new beginning. So hence the significance in why this podcast was birthed on 8/8. The number 8 holds spiritual significance and is often associated with new beginnings. The number 8 is significant because it follows the number 7. That's right. 6, 7, 8. That's how it goes. 7, which is often considered, the number of completion and perfection. As such, the number 8 represents a fresh start and a new order. Every September, God gives me a word for my year. And 2023's word was restoration. About a month ago, I heard God so clearly, y'all, say that I had been restored back to my default setting. I had to sit with that for a minute because I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So you give me the word in September and then you speak again in August. I was like, well, gosh, God, what is going on? But you all, when you understand what the significance of that is, when you restore a computer back to its default setting, all of the data has been wiped clean. And anything you add after the restore is a new download to be saved to the hard drive. Unlike computers, it doesn't remember anything after it's been reset, but we do. God created us with these beautiful minds to remember the good, the bad, and the indifference. But guess what? We don't have to live in those past moments. I don't believe that it's a coincidence that you clicked on this episode and the same restoration that sits on my life, the same restoration that God restored me to my default setting, I believe that same restoration has been placed on your life as well. So I'm going to ask you, what are you going to do with this new beginning? You have the opportunity to create the life that you desire. One of the things that I used to use in my speaking was the Etch-a-Sketch. Y'all remember that? So you can draw on it. It had the little 2 knobs. It was red, had a knob on the left and one on the right. And you could create all of these different things on this little handheld device. And then after you finished creating whatever you created, you shake it up and it's all gone. The same thing applies with us, you all. You have the opportunity right now to control the knobs to your life. You have the opportunity to create the life that you want. You don't have anyone saying, well, I'm going to put this stipulation on you. No, reject that. No longer accept what does not serve you. So as I'm saying it to you, I'm also saying it to myself. Do not allow this opportunity to pass you by. So will you seize the opportunity, or will you squander it away trying to get back to the very thing that you've been freed from? Freed from. Y'all, I know it's not easy to start anew. And yes, it sometimes comes with its challenges. But will you accept the challenge? Will you accept what someone else has given to you, or what someone else has spoken over your life as to how you should live it? Or will you live the life that you desire? It's your choice. You now are in control of the Etch-a-Sketch. There is a clean slate, nothing on it. Now, what I will recommend is, because remember, the Etch-a-Sketch has 2 knobs. I would recommend that you control one of those knobs, and that other knob, you allow God to control. Because you've seen how your life gets when you're controlling both knobs. Give God control over one of them, and then you take the other. You sit in the co-pilot seat, but you allow him to do what he does. That would just be my recommendation. That's what I'm going to do, because I've seen what it looks like when I'm in control of both of my knobs. I've seen what it looks like. And if God has given me, not if, God has given me this opportunity to create a life that I desire, because he wants to give me the desires of my heart. So why not make sure that he's in control of one of them? Yes, we all have free will. Yes, we all can do what we want to do. But how did that get you to this point? How's that treating you? How's life treating you with you in control? I know that I'm not going to get it all right, and I'm not trying to claim that I'm going to be perfect in everything. I know I'm going to miss the mark, but I'm going to do my best to take those lessons that I've learned over the 41 years, almost 42 years that God has blessed me to be on this earth. I'm going to take a look at those times where I've had in my life that they just didn't go right, and see what I can learn from those. See how I can make a difference in this life that I'm trying to create, and that you're trying to create as well, because we're going to be doing this new beginning together. Remember, I said that the Heart's Hello is our journey. We're on this journey together. We're walking hand in hand. I may not be able to see you, but just know that we all have the same struggles at times. And it's going to be this community that's going to help us get through life's journey. See, when God gave me that word of restoration, I took hold of that word and I believed it wholeheartedly. I didn't understand what was going to happen, but I believed what he said. And so now this past year, y'all, has been trying on so many levels. From the ending of my 14-year marriage, a strain placed on my children and family, and a lot of time just sitting with me and not liking what I saw. It just was a lot that I saw that I was like, wow, did I do that? Was that me? Did I say that? Yeah. I didn't need someone else to hold me accountable to the things that I've done. I've had to take the responsibility to hold myself accountable. So see, new beginnings don't just happen. They require work. Some work is a culmination of years of things you've been working on. And then there's the present work. What are you doing today type of work? New beginnings, it has the power to be both exciting, exhausting, and then exciting again. But will you travel along that journey? Remember, life is a journey. It is not for the faint at heart, but will you accept the journey? Whether it's a new you, a new job, a new relationship, or simply a new day, the possibilities are endless. So, we're going to discuss how embracing new beginnings allows us to step into a world of possibilities and growth. Remember, I said new beginnings sometimes occur through a culmination of things that have occurred through your journey through life. And I truly believe that this is what caused me to be at peace, y'all, when life was lifing. There are several things that I had the opportunity to kind of just take a look at. And in one of the previous episodes to the podcast, I talked about being a mindset coach for over 10 years. And so there's no way that I could coach others if I wasn't also coaching myself. Remember, I said that I wasn't perfect. And so we're going through this journey together, and there are going to be things that pop up that arise. But I've been on this mindset kick for over 10 years, and it has been life changing. So for me, when it comes to new beginnings, I'm thinking about all of the growth and the development. It's a culmination of things. All of the self-discovery, the learning, it's expanding your horizon. Overcoming fear. I talked about it before, even for me just hitting the record for this podcast, for this show. It took a lot. Because again, I was thinking about what you all were going to think about what I had to say, but what I had to realize is that you all don't have a heaven nor a hell to put me in. And if I accept your opinion on what I should be doing, then I have to come to you all with everything that I do to see if it's going to fit in your life. No, that's not how it works. So again, new beginnings require you to overcome some fears. They require that growth and development. They require you having to motivate yourself. There are not always going to be people that are going to be cheering you on the sidelines. Sometimes you have to pat yourself on the back and say, you know what, Key, I got this. You got this. So allow those things to reignite the purpose and the drive down on the inside of you. Again, I already talked about that whole mindset shift. As you embrace a new beginning, it encourages you to adopt a positive and a forward focused mindset. You cannot be focused on the things that have occurred in your past while you're also trying to move forward in your life. I heard a sermon today and it was talking about the rear view mirror and it only being 10% of what the windshield is in front of you. So yeah, you're going to have moments when you may have to glance up at it, but you have a whole windshield in front of you. Focus in on those things that you can now control. The past is now the past. You can't go back and change it. You can't alter it. You can't do anything to it except for look at it. And if you look at it too long, it's going to cause you to be stuck and stagnant. And I know that's not what you want for your life. In this new beginning, it's going to require you to rediscover some of your passions. There are some things that you have placed on the back burner because you thought that you weren't good enough. Yes, there may have been people who you allowed to talk into your life or to speak into your life to say that that's not a good idea. Well, let you know that it wasn't their idea to begin with. It was yours. So go back and look at some of those things that you said that you wanted to do, those things that light a fire down on the inside of you. Do that. Take some time to see if that's what you want to do. You know, ultimately, when you embrace new beginnings, it empowers you to evolve, to explore, to create positive change in your life. Again, it's a journey filled with opportunities for growth and transformation. You all, when I think about starting anew and I think about just my journey through this whole process, there are so many things that have been open, so many doors that have been open for me just because I was open to this new beginning. So, for the first time ever, I was able to go on a girls' trip, an overnight girls' trip with my best friend from college. And I didn't even realize that not only was it my first girls' trip, but it was hers as well. So here we are, 41, and we're just now going on our first girls' trip. So take those times to travel to new places. Plan a trip to a destination you've never been before. We traveled to New Orleans, and I definitely would not recommend that in August. My gosh, it was ridiculously hot. But I did something that I've never done before. I had the opportunity to meet some new people. I went to a podcasting summit in Miami, my first time traveling to Miami, but I did so by myself. And so I'm attending these networking events and socializing with people and connecting with people who share my same interests. So when you're thinking about these new beginnings, you're going to have to put yourself into rooms that you've never been in before and be okay with that. Learn a new skill. I'm My spiritual mom reached out to me and she was like, "Hey, have you heard about the 40 and over double dutch group?" And I'm like, "No, but double dutch some decades ago. I guess I still can." But I'm going to enroll in this because it would be doing something that I did before, but it's the opportunity to be around some new people. I used to love skating. So guess what? I'm going to get some skates. I'm going to take my time and be a little slower because these falling at over 40 is a little different. But I'm going to take the time to seize these opportunities. Practicing mindfulness. One of the best things that Apple could have created on this phone is do not disturb. Y'all, when I say being able to put my phone on do not disturb starting at 9 o'clock, and then I just realized that now they have these focus times. They also have a mindfulness time where it can pop up on your phone, even your screensaver is different. Practice mindfulness. Get into a place where you're routinely taking some time to connect with you, being able to cultivate a sense of presence. One of the shows that I listened to, where they were talking about being where your feet are. That's causing you to be in the moment, be where your feet are. But I'm also going to throw in there, be where your feet are, but also know where your heart is. Because again, we have to know what's going on the inside of us. So take those times to sit with you, quiet the noise. Whatever it is that you have to do, make sure that each day you're taking some time to sit with you, recharge you. You can't show up and be 100% for everyone else when your battery is on 5% in red. You have to sit and take time for you. What else have I done recently just by myself? I went to a play at the Kennedy Center. I went by myself. I'm okay with going out to eat by myself. So when you're talking about these new beginnings and things that take place, you're going to have to go and do some new stuff and be okay with it. Be okay with who you meet. Be okay with opening a conversation. Be okay with just smiling and saying hi. A simple hello. You'll be amazed at the conversations that you can spark by just smiling at someone, by just looking like you want to be bothered. So also take some time, you all, to journal. Do some different things. What are the things that you can expect from this show, the Hearts Hello show? I want you to know that the Hearts Hello is more than just a podcast. It's a space where we can discuss self-discovery, relationship, personal growth, and finding our joy in the moments. Remember, if you don't remember anything else I said today, be where your feet are, but also know where your heart is. So as we're embracing these new beginnings, we're going to set some intentions. We have to be crystal clear in what it is that we want to achieve in this new phase of our life. In setting our intentions, we have to provide direction and focus. Here's a hack. Start with your core values. Because when you start with you and the core values, it will trickle into every other area of your life. It's like knocking over that first domino, but you first have to set them up. And you are the very first domino. So that's going to be the first thing that I would recommend that you do. The second thing, again, we talked about it, being open, mindfulness, be willing to learn, be willing to go beyond the unknown, beginning to take this opportunity for you to grow and expand your horizon. So, number 3, positive mindset, y'all. Cultivate a positive mindset by focusing on the potential and the possibilities that lie ahead. Challenge those negative thoughts and replace them with the affirmations of hope. So anytime that that negative thought pops up in your mind, you're going to have to cast that down. Figure out, where did it come from? Where did it creep in from? It's stealing your time. It's stealing your joy. So challenge the negative thoughts. Number 4, I need you to embrace change. I need you to recognize the change as part of natural life. Instead of resisting it, see it again as the opportunity for personal growth and development. Number 5, I think, is going to be the most important one, y'all. Y'all going to have to take action. So although it's going to begin with small steps towards your goal, you realize that tiptoeing is still a step. Action creates momentum and it builds confidence for you to do what? Make a transition smoother. But first, you're going to have to take a step. I know that some of you all may be praying, God help me, God do this, God do this. And God's like, I'm going to do it after you do it first. He's waiting on you to take the first step. He needs you to take the first step, not for him to take a step and then you take a step. That's not faith. Number 6, I need you to seek support. Surround yourself with some supportive friends and family, mentors who can encourage you in your new beginning. Not those that are not doing anything. Because those are going to be the same ones that are causing you to stay stuck and stagnant in the place that you already are in. You know how that story ends. You've already been living that. So we're not going to do that again. But again, surround yourself with supportive friends. I'm not saying that you have to cut everyone off, but what I'm saying is there are going to be some friends that you just can't go to about certain things. They're cool just for a conversation and maybe to go and hang out. But when it comes down to your life and this new life that you're creating, this new beginning that you're creating, you're going to need some supportive friends. You're also going to need the friends that are going to tell you when you're wrong. I know it's going to hurt. It stings a little bit. But everyone can't be a yes man. Everyone can't just tell you what you want to hear. So those are going to be the 6 things that I recommend for you to do as you embrace the new beginning. Again, I'm going to go over them again. 1, set the intention. 2, open mindfulness. 3, positive mindset. 4, embrace change. Number 5, take action. Number 6, seek your support. So you already know, just like in Proverbs, it's going to give you what you should do, but then it's also going to give you the opposite of that. So here are going to be the things that you need to let go of. This new beginning requires you to let go of some stuff. I know it's going to hurt. I'm sorry. I'll just say sorry right now. But the first thing that you're going to need to do or need to let go is stagnation. When you find yourself stuck in that same routine or the situation and there's no growth taking place, it's a time for you to move on. Number 2, things you let go of, your loss of passion. When you no longer passionate about it and it no longer brings you joy, that could be an indication you got to let it go. 3, negative impacts. If you have relationships that are constantly negative and they're draining your mental, emotional, and your physical well-being, you might need to let it go. Number 4, your lack of alignment. We talked about it before when you were just seeking your support. When your goals, values, and aspirations no longer align with your current situation, that means you've outgrown it. It's okay to let it go. Number 5, intuition, y'all. Trust your gut feeling. More importantly, trust your heart. Your heart is going to tell you when you need to move on. Your intuition, your heart, the Holy Spirit, whatever it is that you want to call it, it will guide you when it's time for you to move on from something. Number 6, holding on to the past. If you're holding on to the past mistakes, regrets, old habits that no longer serve you, it's hindering your ability to embrace your new opportunity. Remember, we talked about all of these new things that you're doing, but the past can be a hindrance to you trying to get there. It's okay to let it go. And number 7, resisting change. If you find yourself constantly resisting change or the new possibilities out of fear, that can be a sign that you need to let go of your comfort zone. So whatever circle you have drawn on the ground and you are standing inside of, that's your comfort zone. I need you to take a step to the left or a step to the right. Or for some of you all, you need to just jump out of the circle because you have been in that comfort zone for so long that you don't even know what it feels like to be outside of it. Take that step. For some of you all, you're going to have to trust again. You're going to have to trust the people that are now surrounding you. I know that there have been people that have hurt you in the past. I know that you may have trust issues. I'm raising my hand because I was one of them. But I have to let people in. Because if you're constantly keeping everyone out, how are you going to get to this new beginning that you want, these new opportunities that you want to have? It's okay. Get outside of your comfort zone. So I'll go over them really quickly again. Number 1, stagnation. 2, your loss of passion. 3, those negative impacts. 4, your lack of alignment. 5, intuition. 6, holding on to the past. And number 7, resisting change. Those are things that you have to let go of. Remember, the decision to embrace new beginnings or to let go of something is deeply personal and is unique to your individual situation. So these are just my recommendations, y'all, but you're going to have to tweak it to you. It's important for you to listen to your heart and to make choices that align with your values, goals, and your overall well-being. So as we kind of wrap up this episode, I love to hear from you. How have you embraced the new beginnings in your life? Share your stories with me. Send me a DM, your thoughts, your questions. Follow me on social media, The Heart's Hello. Go to the website. You might even hear your story featured in a future episode. Remember, every new beginning holds the potential for growth, learning, and wonderful surprises. So I thank you for joining me for another adventure of the Heart's Hello Show. Together, let's embrace vulnerability, learn from each other, and spread love, one heartfelt hello at a time.